Happy 2024. This is the first weekly Forex forecast for the year 2024. And January so far, pardon me, I have flu, so I might not be able to sound very well. So I just needed to do this video for the weekly Forex forecast because I've already promised that I will drop video on the 13th, so I don't want to disappoint. So just have to manage the video like that, manage my voice like that. Yeah, so welcome back once again, and then happy 2024 once again. So this year has been ranging so far, especially in the US dollar. If you see the DSY chart, see what is going on. As you can see, since January 24, January 2, yeah, 2024, since January 2nd, let's say since January 1st, let's go to January 1st. So let's check. This is January 1st, and then this is 2nd. So the year has been ranging so far, so especially from the US dollar. So there's no actual direction in the market yet. So just going back and forth. The actual direction we can see is the one we saw on Friday on gold. You know, gold spike up, and I dropped the chart before it spike. So I said it's going to buy, and then we see it, even though we have some back and forth before it's eventually bought. So on Friday, if you had to start with a fundamental, you know, last year we are talking about rate cut in the first quarter of 2024, and we have the producer price index fell in December. So this will raise the expectation of an early interest rate cut, that is in March. So there is decline in the price of goods while the price of service were unchanged. So it will increase the chances of lower inflation in the month end, that is in January end. So while there might actually be lower inflation in the United States. So we have 79% of rate cuts in March. But before on Thursday, the percentage of rate cut in March is 72%. But after that, PPI news dropped on Friday. The investors changed the percentage of rate cut from 72 to 79% in March. So there is a high chance of US dollar of the US cutting the interest rate in March. There's higher probability of them doing that. So welcome to 2024. So where do we start from? In the DSY, we are expecting a breakout in the DSY. That's what we are expecting right now. So we are expecting this to actually break to the upside or to the downside. But if the expectation of rate cut is high, then we should see a break to the downside, which is the strongest distance for us to look at. You understand? So if it breaks to the upside, then we should see the US dollar strength. But for now, I believe with the significant high percentage amount of rate cut, we should see it breaking to the downside, and we should see a stronger, weaker US dollar. I think this 2024 US dollar should be weak unless we see this consolidating area breaking to the upside. That is when we can talk about US dollar strength. And if it actually breaks to the upside, this is the next resistance for us to be looking at. And then if it breaks to the downside, this is the next support for us to be looking at. And for me, my strong conviction is that it will break to the downside and retest this low this all-time low. No, this low happens sometimes. Then okay, no, not this low. I'm talking about this low. Yeah, thank God I zoomed it. So I'm talking about this low, not this one. This one happened in December. So I'm talking about this one that happened in July 2023. So I believe we should see a break to the downside and then coming back to retest this all-time low. This low happened in July 2023. So that is what I'm actually looking at on the US dollar. And if this happen, you see gold will skyrocket. Gold will actually go to 3,000 or 2,500 for now. Before it reaches 3,000, it will be some wow. So let's put it at 2,500 for gold. And then we test to December. I think it's December high. That all-time high is created in December, yeah, and 4th of December. So I think it should first hit the all-time high it's created in 4th of December. That's what I'm actually looking at there. So going to the individual currency. Before we go to the individual currency, let's see what the fundamental sales says this week. What the fundamental report this week and what they are going to report. Let's see this coming week. So this week we have on Monday is kind of quiet day. Yeah. On Tuesday we have the Canadian CPI and then the US dollar Empire States Manufacturing Index. On Wednesday, we have the China news early on Wednesday. And then later that day, we have the core retail sales in the US dollar. So this core retail sales is something that you should take very, very serious. That is the retail sales news. So the previous is 0.2 and the market forecast is 0.2. Let's see what they are going to release there. And then on Thursday we have the AUD news on Thursday. That is employment and unemployment rate. So last week we saw the AUD and SND strong strength last week at the end of last week. So let's see how it goes this week. And then on Friday to Thursday is the AUD unemployment, and then we have the US dollar unemployment claim. So the number of people that are filing for unemployment benefits will be dropped on Thursday. So let's see how that one to help the rate cut in March. So on Friday we have the core retail sales too. That is in Canada. That is for the Canadian dollar. That is on Friday. So we don't have much on fundamental, but it's like this coming week fundamental is much than the previous one, apart from the CPI that comes out on Wednesday. You know, the focus of market participants is on the CPI on Wednesday and the PPI on the CPI on Thursday and the PPI on Friday. So and they have dropped it, and there is a discrepancy, which means that the PPI supports the rate cut, because at the end of the month we will see a lower inflation according to the report of the producer price index. So let's see how it goes on the fundamental aspect. Like I said, we're calling on gold strength from here, and then we saw it breaking out of the 2033 level, and here I should see you should see some retracement here, probably back to this level before it pick up again, it pick up strength again. So you might see some rally here, and then before you see it breaking this high first. But there's high probability, there is 80% probability that it will touch this high if if you really know this pattern very well, you see that anytime this pattern break, there's high probability of it touching this high first. That is 2088. We have a 80% probability of touching this 2088. I'm very, very confident about that. Even if you are still going to see maybe it break, blah 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 blah, it will still come and touch this one before it's actually, if you now want to, you understand, so anything that you want to do after that, but there's high probability of it touching this 2088, and then you can see it coming back to this high, maybe to break this high of 2145. So my original outlook on gold now is for you to, this is a resistance level right here. So I foresee a calm down here, for you to calm down here and then range for a while at this particular area. So before we see a breakout, and then to go and retest this 2088 at this particular level. But this week I don't see more volatility on gold this week. We might actually see much of gold selling this coming week back to this particular area, before probably in 2 weeks time, then we might start seeing strength coming back to gold, and then we'll still see a touch of this resistance level. So on DU, the next pair I want to check out on is on GU for the week. And then, like I said, we have a lot of consolidation on this particular pair, on US dollar pair, as we saw in the DSY. So here, of bullish sentiment in the GBP USD, according to this. So what I'm looking for is to buy GBP US dollar. So like this, price will actually come down here, and then buyers might pick it up from here, and then this is my first take profit at here. There's something I wanted to look at here. After price creates a high here, it stepped down, create a new high here, it did what? It retraced. It creates a new high here, it did what? It retraced. So probably we are still going to see a new high at this particular area before we see a retracement. So news might then push it up, and then it will move up with a strong momentum. But from what I'm saying here, you might see something like maybe price might actually retrace back to this level, and the buyers will pick it up from there, and then we'll see creation of a new high at this resistance. So any retracement you see here any adjustment you see from 1.27528 back to 1.268, that is, let's say like 30%, no, let's say like 70% retracement or 50% retracement back to this level. It's an opportunity for you to look for a buy setup back to this resistance level of 1.28956. You understand? So 1.28956. Then this is a resistance level according to the trend line. Then you might see a sell setup from here that will create a new lower high at this particular area, because if you actually see this is a higher low, not lower high, sorry. This is a higher low, higher high. It creates higher low, higher high, another low here, which is actually the same thing. And then see here, it didn't create any new low here. That is when we know that GBP USD is still to the upside. Let's say there is a new low at this particular area, you might change your mind that okay, you want to sell GBP USD. It didn't create any new low, it creates equal low at this particular area, which means that the strength in GBP USD is still valid. So probably you might look for a retracement back to this area and buy, and then understand. And this is my target 1.31397 on GBP USD. So coupled with the rumors or probably a strong rumor, so we can call it a strong rumor. 79% is a strong force, so of rate cut rather in March. So we might see GPUSD pushing up as high as 1.31379, and then this is a very strong resistance level, so anything can happen from there. So before then, we'll do another weekly forex forecast to know the next level. So on Euro USD too, I'm a strong bias for Euro US dollar buy bias, yeah. So I'm a buy bias on Euro US dollar too, and then this is a very strong support level for us to watch out for. But if we have a break of this level, then forget the Euro US dollar buy bias. You should change your bias to a sell bias. So from here, I still on opinion that market might actually come here and then reject from here and break this particular high. So if I'm to buy at this area, this is my first take profit before taking the second one at 1.12638. So that's what I'm looking at around this particular area. I don't know, we might not have the same bias, but this is my own bias right there. And if price actually break this to the downside, then it means that I will change my bias from buy bias to a sell bias, because this area is a very strong support level that price might actually bias might actually take over from at that particular area. So let's see how price react to this area. As you can see, there's consolidation here too, as we saw in the DSY. As you can see, there's a lot of consolidation at this particular area. So on USJPY, I dropped USJPY buy and CHF buy on Friday. Both hit stop loss. Yeah, both hit stop loss. So which means that I'm of the opinion that price is here, then that okay, after this 4-hour close, so I dropped by and news came and then we saw it. So now this level has been broken. This support level of the trend line has been broken. So I'm expecting a sell in the US dollar JPY. So this spin bar, if you normally use your instinct very well in the market, there are some candles that you see. It's a reversal pattern, but you see that this candle is not enough to push price up, or is not enough to push price down. And this type of the candle is this. I'm of the opinion that this candle is not enough to push price to the upside. So I'm of the opinion that price will actually close below it, and we'll see a sell setup part here and then here. And then as you can see, we have a break of this trend line and a retest. So we have a break and a retest. So actually, I'm of a sales my what is it called? My bias on US dollar JPY is yeah, back to this area first, and then we'll see this is my TP2 around this particular area, because this area has been violated, and then this area, if you see this area in the 4-hour time frame, it show a very strong resistance force. As you can see, when price try to break through, and then you see the weak rejection candle right here, which shows that there's a significant resistance level at this particular area. And if you see this one, you see that and one thing I want to show you here is that some people might have sell from here. Let's say they sell from here, and then when price gets to this level, it rejects. Someone might have sell and they have put their stop loss here. Markets went back to hit their stop loss first and started coming down. So it means that might have price still coming down back to 143 or 140. That is on the US dollar JPY. So if you check this level very well, this is a very, very strong resistance level, and the overall direction here, from here is to the downside. So let's see how price moves from there to, so here my first target is 143 and then the second is 140. Checking on the AUD Swiss franc, I don't think there is anything I want to do here. That's why it is very, very empty. So this one is just my watch list. If I see anything, then I'll be able to do analysis on it. And if you can see, there is something like range at this particular area. So market does not even have a direction, but I'm of a strong conviction that the market is going to break to the downside. So let's just leave it for now and then face another thing. So on AUD US dollar, there's a breakout and retest to the upside in the weekly time frame. So I don't want to show you in the daily time frame. I don't want to show so that you can see what I'm talking about in the weekly time frame. It violates this, but there's something I want you to know here, that here, if we are talking about this here too, it violates it, retest, and then it break to the downside. So this week, there's one thing that will save trader this week. If we have a bullish candle close of the weekly time frame here, then it means that markets might actually continue to the upside. So if we use the daily time frame, as you can see, there is no, for now, we don't have anything that will say, okay, this is a buy bias at here, unless these are this trend line. So here, AUD USD should be on your watch list too. So anytime you see a rejection at this particular, if price close above this level, then you know that okay, you want to buy AUD USD back to this particular area. So these pairs are not really AUD USD, AUD Swiss franc are not really in my watch list. So that's why I put them on blue, because I'm not willing to trade them until I see some certain things happening on it. And the reason why is that from January 1, if you can see the candle they are forming is very, very small. So they are forming a small candle. That is from, this is January, okay, from January 3rd. So there's no volatility like that in this space. So until volatility come back to AUD USD, we just put it in the watch list and then see how price reacts to it, to all this particular level. And if it eventually break in back, then we are selling back to this particular low right there. So CHF JPY is in my watch list, and what am I looking to do with this to sell? So number one reason is that this high has been taken out and the price closed back to the inside to this particular low of 175.11. So if you actually put this to the 4-hour time frame, what I'm actually waiting for is for price to validate this low. If price don't validate this low, I'm not actually selling, because the whole direction is to the upside. So price must first violate this low, as you can see, before I sell. So you might be wondering that there's a lot of line in it, and those line serves a purpose. They have a purpose that they are serving. So this line, I'll just be waiting for this particular low to be validated. Then if it validated, then I will be selling from here back to 165.900. You understand? So I'll be selling, because I put on a buy on CHF JPY. It violates this trend line at this particular level, though it's not a very strong momentum though, but it violates it, and then I'll be waiting, because price will actually come back here and you just see a bullish candlestick form, a reversal candlestick, and then price continue going to the upside from there. But these are there is JPY strength. I can see a sense of JPY strength coming back into the market. So that is why I said that. In the Canadian dollar JPY too, if you check this has been violated in Canadian dollar JPY. This low has been violated, so it means that I'm looking for a sell setup from here. And like I've already said it before, but this is where I'm expecting the buy to come from before, but it didn't come from there. This place, I'm actually looking for price to come back to retest this particular low of 107,248 at this particular area, or if it breaks this level, then I'll be looking for it to break this to come back to this particular loop. That is for the Canadian dollar JPY, because this has been violated to the downside. And then this candle, if the next 4-hour candle that will close when market open closes bearish, so if the market open, the first 4-hour candle that open from 11 p.m. to let's say 1 p.m, watch that particular 11 p.m. to 1 a.m, yeah, watch that candle. If it closes bullish, then it means that there will be a reversal. But it closes bearish, then it means that I expect JPY to sell back to 107,248, and the second take profit is 106,453. You understand? So that's what I'm looking at on the Canadian dollar Japanese yen. That is my view on it. So let's see how it goes. And then here, if you put the trend line, you see that that particular area is a resistant level. The price has actually rejected that particular area. So let's see how price reacts to it, and then let's see what's going to happen. Probably maybe price can actually fall and then fall back to 106,453. So let's see how price reacts to it. But my strong bias is to the downside, because price has already violated this specific area of support right there, and then it has closed below it. So we just see more drag. A seller should drag the price more to the downside, back to 107,248 or 104,453. And on Euro Canadian dollar, I'm seeing a bullish setup on Euro Canadian dollar. But if you actually see this, you see that this too is something like a range. So until price break to the upside or downside, but my strong bias is for price to break to the upside, and then you see, because if you use a fib retracement tool, you see that this place where price is ranging is actually 50% Fibonacci retracement level, where price will actually reject and continue going to the upside. So last period check is pounds JPY. So my bias on pound JPY is to the upside. I don't know, I just have a strong an upside bias on pounds Japanese yen. So I'm waiting for price to come back to this particular area of 184.50, and then reject back to this to the area of 188.670. So that is what I'm looking at on pounds JPY. So guys, this is the weekly forex forecast, and then there's a little piece of advice I want to give us. So this year you have to take your trading serious this year. So if you have not learned enough, because this weekly forex forecast, I'll just tell you that where the price is going, and then according to my own analysis. But you have to have your entry analysis. You understand what I'm saying? Your entry trigger, that okay, this is what will happen if I want to enter in a 1 hour time frame or 15-minute time frame. You understand? So many of us have a time frame in which we enter our position. So if you have not learned enough, make sure that you acquire enough knowledge around the forex market before you commit your hard-earned money to trading. And make sure you have enough account, that is enough profit account to trade, and then make sure you pass them. So in the meantime, I'll be dropping video on how to do that, how to use a uniform stop loss to pass your account. So this year you have to take trading very, very serious. In fact, you have to take it personal, because you have to personalize it. We are still in January, so and don't say we are still in January and relax. No, because the year is fast, is running fast. Before you know, we'll be in March. Before you know, we'll be in May. Before you know, we'll be in September to December. You understand? And work on your psychology. As a trader, you have to work on your psychology, and don't compare yourself to other traders. Some of you just started and you started comparing yourself with who start 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It doesn't work that way. You still have a lot to learn. You still have a lot of experience to gather, because you can, if your mentor taught you forex, you can't expect him to teach you experience. It's not possible. So you have to learn your experience through thick and thin. You understand? And then you have to work on yourself more. Work on your personal self. Learn more. Try to read books, and then watch videos. Don't be too lazy to do stuff, because if you are lazy, there is no room for you in forex. That's one thing you have to know. If you're a lazy trader, there's no room. I've once been a lazy trader, and then the result is not good. It's not encouraging. So you have to put in the hard work, and then you actually excel. So we'll see you next week, and then probably in this YouTube channel you have to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and then I will be dropping some educational videos this year. Trust me, I'll be dropping a lot of educational videos that you can learn from, about strategy, about psychology, and I guess I will start trader stock, whereby you just be hearing my voice at background, and one thing will just be at the screen. Understand? So just then I'll start that in this YouTube channel. So guys, don't forget to trade safely, and don't forget to use your protective stop loss. Happy new trading.